Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to another episode of Toys in My Closet, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Mythic Legions Masters of the Universe homage to Strados and to Webster. And this is none other than zenithon or zenithon? Is it zenithos? No, zenithos and okeaetos. Okeaetos. That's, I believe, how you pronounce it. It's a little bit weird, the pronunciation and the names they give them, but that's the counterpart. Now, these figures have been out for some time. I've had them in my possession, and I've always wanted to take a closer look at them with some comparisons to the original source material of the characters, and I haven't had a chance. But real quick, they come in repackageable, friendly, collector friendly package that you can see. This is very nice. You just slide it in, slide it out. There's the symbol of the faction that he's in within that world, and then an actual beautiful artwork of one of the main characters and villains in this wave, and then pictures of promotional shots of other characters in the wave, and then you have a nice bios there for Zenithon. You can see how small it is. You want to read it, but there it is for him. And then for the same thing goes for okeaetos, and again, nice window box packaging. Mythic Legions. That's symbol for his faction in the world. There is his bio there. You guys want to read it, for example, and then, of course, okeaetos, and then the back is the same artwork with the same promotional shot of the other figures in the wave as well. And so I haven't had a chance to take a look at them. So this time, let's do it. Let's take them out of packaging, see what they have to offer, and see if they're any good or if they're just a bunch of duds. So either way, sit back, relax, enjoy your digital drink, and hopefully you'll join me for the rest of the ride. I'll see you guys in a blink of an eye. Okay guys, and here we have Zenithos and okeaetos out of packaging and with all of their accessories displayed in front of them. So quickly, we'll take a quick look at each individual figures, and we'll start off with Zenithos, aka Strados. And you see that he has a beautiful portrait of a elderly kind of looking man, kind of like that majestic look with spikes, beard, nice paint job in the face to give him a human aspect, but still with that supernatural flair that Mythic offers with the black eyes. Really long bat-like ears, and then the buck is a traditional buck from the muscle-bound stuff that they have. Very nicely textured and detailed. Really wonderful highlights of paint. The blue straps going across that is very fitting for Strados. The red gauntlets on the side, looking gorgeous with all those levels of details inside, with some silver patina on there. Same thing with the belt. You see a skull, beautiful silver patina, these spike things on the side, and then you see that he has which I didn't really realize, but he has like a little sheath there, so you can slide in a sword if you choose to. Which I don't think he brings one, but I guess is in case you want to get one for built, because he comes ready. Then his actual mane or his loincloth, chainmail, is all chainmails with those beautiful blues. These straps coming across all the way around, looking really, really incredible with nice highlights. And then obviously the tone in the legs, right? And then the beautiful shin gauntlets on the feet with that beautiful metallic baby blue. And then his feet, as you can see, look human-like, or maybe like ape-like. The bottom line, this figure, it stands there just being a normal figure, looks incredible. So, as far as his articulation goes, you can move the head left and right. It's a little tight because it is fairly new. So they do recommend with a little piece of paper that you warm them up. But for the most part, their plastic is really good quality. There you go. You can lift up the arm there. And you can, as you see, he has a single on the elbow, but comes up a nice amount, not maybe 90 degrees, but nice enough. He has a wrist swivel and a hinge in and out on this side. And he does have a wonderful set of ball joint movement for the torso area. It moves left and right. It moves back some, hyperextends, move forward about that much, and then a swivel. Then as far as the feet go, or the legs, he does a Van Damme slip fairly well. Bring him in slowly. Then he has a nice, healthy amount of thigh swivel. Then you have the actual bent single on the actual knee. And then, of course, there's no boot swivel, or there's a little bit of swivel on the knee. Then you have the back on the leg, up, as you can see, and then it has a rocker. And of course, no toe articulation. Now the legs could kick up about that far up in this particular figure, and then could back about that far up. In the case of, zenithos or okeaetos, I think the articulation is a little bit different because he has a more lankier and skeletal-like body. But we'll take a look at it in a second. So as far as aesthetic goes, Zenithos looks fantastic. So let's take a quick look and a closer look now at okeaetos, as you can see here. And this is this face with the metal armor protection for his head, bat-like or gargoyle-like ears. Look at all the details in there, all the details in the face, looking like a spider or a bat with the teeth coming out in underneath his cheekbone line, and the bat-like nose, the red eyes, beautiful purple metallic with silver patina on the helmet, with the spike on the end, with the beautiful colors that you can actually pull out, because these figures are like a Glios system style, where you can actually mix and match parts and customize it. The beautiful armor with the homage to the colors and the symbol in the middle for Webster in the reds with the orange with some nice red dots coming down. Look at all the beautiful detail in that armor. Beautiful straps in the side, leathery looking with the silver buckles. Little dots of detail painted in every single one of these bolts that you see, even in the back, as you can see. Even that level of detail there in the back. Like the Four Horsemen absolutely go out their way to make spectacular paint jobs and details in these figures. And there he is right there on the side with his shoulder pauldron and then his wrist gauntlet. Same thing, nice detail. And even in the hands, as you see, they're kind of skeletal. The other side as well, you see his arms are skeleton-like or arachnic-like. Then in the crotch, he has the same style of belt, orangey black, orangey red, with the red pearl in the middle, like Whiplash, with the fur loincloth coming down the way they had on Mountain Motu Vintage and with all the other, Websters. I said Whiplash, excuse me. And then his feet look bone-like also, or arachnic, if anything. Insect light, right? And then the actual shin guards for the legs to protect them with the wonderful little wings on the side and spikes in the front there with beautiful silver patina, and then his skeletal-like legs. So again, okeaetos is absolutely beautiful as well. So let's take a look at his articulation. His head goes left It goes right, goes down about that much, goes up about that much, and then he has a little bit of tilt, a nice amount. You know, like I said, you hear that movement because the figures are still very new and out of packaging. So you can go up that much, about 100, no, about 180 degrees. You can do full rotation, which I didn't try out on zenithos, zenithon, or zenithal, but I think that it does it. And then you see he has a single also on the elbow with some rotation movement. The gauntlets here are a separate piece, so you can move them and readjust them. Then he has the swivel on the hand, and in this case, the hand goes in and out. I think this side is the same. Let me see. Yes, in and out. Then, of course, again, in the torso, wonderful movement where you can... Oh, he has an upper torso cut, which is kind of rare. You see it moves this way. You can kind of move it left and right with a nice amount, as you can see. And it moves forward a nice amount. Hyperextends back a nice amount with the bottom torso, waist piece as well. Then it does have a waist swivel, really nice. It does split almost all the way, like Van Damme would do, right? It does go up about that much. He has more range because he's a skinnier, lankier character. He has single on the actual knee, a little bit of rotation on the knee, and the leg hinges back, or foot rather, it hinges forward that much, and it has really healthy forward pin rocker. No toe articulation on this figure either. So he has, in this case, an extra cut for articulation, which is up here. And I'm assuming it's because he's supposed to be a more dynamic character because he's skinnier if he's a skeleton. And in the case of Webster, since Webster's a spider, he has to have a better range of movement. So, absolutely beautiful figures. Thus far, the quality feels fantastic. And so, there's a look at okeaetos, or rather, zenithon and okeaetos. And again, I know I'm probably killing those pronunciations, although I don't mean to. So, let's take a quick pause, and we'll take a closer look at their accessories. Here we are. Let's take a look at the accessories, and let's start with okeaetos accessories this time around, starting from right to left. So the first thing he brings is this extension, an extender that goes in his back. You see it has like those holes, and this is to create the illusion of him having those tentacles that they added to him in the 2000X Webster line. Then he brings 4 of these hands, extra hands with armor there on the top, but no shin guards on the hands, with these types of hands to give the illusion of actual, how you call it, spider legs, spider feet, whatever the case, giving it that arachnic style look, which is pretty cool, right? He brings 4 altogether. You see this just popped out here, so I guess I need to put what you call it, so a little bit of glue so they could stay on. It brings 4 of those. As you can see, the other ones are here as well. So you see, he brings 4 of those, and then he brings a wonderful line or kind of mace that kind of goes off on a rope with the ball and spikes at the end, where this is a real string. It looks really nice, and it's colored in that nice purple, like his armor, with some silver patina, and on the actual, as you can see, ball and chain and ball and spikes as well. And then last but certainly not least, well, I'm lying because he brings an extra portrait. I'll show you that as well. He has this wonderful sword blade looking thing that looks very medieval, but it's supposed to be an homage to his pistol that he came with, and the color of it as well. So that's really nice touch. And then last but certainly not least, he brings the extra portrait where he has more of the spider-like look with the extra added eyes on the top and the forehead, colored in that nice blood red. And then of course, you know, all the same details that the helmeted one has. And the difference is that it's just, you know, plain to give it that spider-like illusion. And again, there I go, dropping everything. Sorry guys, that's annoying. It just happens though. So I got that. So now let's go and move on to zenithon, aka strados stuff. In this case, strados brings a mace here like this, or, you know, staff, trident, whatever you want to call it, that is more to his liking if you want to use it when he's in the more human-like form. As you can see, very nice with that beautiful gold and some black washes in all those little details within the staff itself, even in the bottom as well. Then he brings another, you know, trident or staff, and this is an homage to the Filmation's staff of Avion. And you see all the beautiful colors and details within the staff itself with all the inscriptions and writing. And then these two balls, that's supposed to be an homage to the staff of Avion with green, and you see the nice writing on the handle itself and inscriptions going all the way down the middle, all the way down to the bottom with a different pointy, you know, pointy effect. So this looks really, really stunning, really beautiful. Moving right along, he also has two of these beautiful and beautifully painted shoulder pauldrons that go on each side, the left and right, and they are labeled, so in case you feel like you might put it in wrong, you don't have to worry about it. He brings an extra set of hands to give him that flight kind of open hands like when he's flying, because he is a winged warrior, and very much the same gray as the body with nice details and nice paint apps of black washes on it. Then he brings this extended piece that goes on his back, and this is so that you could put and apply the two wings on him and they stick, and then you can use the other holes on the back of him to put the pauldrons on, and you can have everything on at the same time. And they got these beautiful wings in nice burgundy red that do extend out. They feel nice and sturdy, nice plastic. The extension that articulates feels nice and tight, and you can see all the weathering within the wing itself with blacks. And then on the other side is the same exact thing. Really, 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 really well done. And again, he brings the left side, and obviously, as you see here, he brings the right side as well. Also looks incredibly well done. Then he brings this portrait that's supposed to give him that strados more strados-like look, with the helmet protecting his face, the beautiful reds, blackout eyes, metallic blue, the gray for the beard, and then the faceplate being gold to give the illusion of his open mouth face. But it looks more like a full set helmet to protect his face. And then the top, you see the details within there as well. Like I said, looks absolutely fantastic. And then he brings, last but not least, he brings these little pegs that are in the same color red that actually go connected to the helmet on the sides there. That's to give the helmet the complete look. So guys, that is, and there is the accessories that zenithon and okeaetos brings, respectively. So what we'll do now is we'll throw them on there and throw it on them and see what they look like with all the accessories on. So here we go, guys. Here is zenithon and okeaetos in their homage form for strados and Webster, and I think they both convey that illusion very, very well. Full disclosure, though, one of the problems with Mythic Legions, and I don't know if it's just sometimes or if it's just, happens to me, I have two winged characters, which is the other guy with the other flaming fire, that he had the fire horse, which, I forget his name, and the problem is that the wings are very heavy and they go connected to those attachments. But for some reason, the wing functionality doesn't always work right, and so they become loose. So my only gripe with, zenithon is that it's a shame that the wings, bring down his weight and they kind of flop left and right. And since also it makes him top heavy or back heavy, it's really, really hard to stand him unless you kind of put him forward like that, kind of doing the dipping dance that Michael Jackson used to do back in the day, where he's leaning forward. You kind of got to do that to the legs, or else he won't stand right. So I'm figuring maybe a flight stand would be much better for him. But you can see aesthetically he looks amazing. He's going to be a showpiece for the wall, no doubt about it. And then, or the shelf rather. And then I think Webster is the best interpretation. Even though he's skinny, he's a rack neck, but this is really, really fabulous with the actual weapons on and his portrait. It looks so wicked and so Webster. And he's not top heavy, oddly enough, even though he has all those hands, and even though he has the attachment to hold the hands. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. But he has no weight to him, so he's much easier to stand than Zenithon. So these figures are amazing homages to Motu figures. So let's do a quick comparison for each of them so you guys can kind of get an idea of, how they look like and what is the original source material. So here we are, guys. Here is a comparison with strados in this Mythic Legion homage. Here is the original origins, which is based, the origins version, which is based off of the vintage version, very much so in every way. And here is the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, New Eternia Strados, which I think is one of the best interpretations of Strados. Of course, now with having competition with the Mythic Legions, Zenithon, which easily can be seen as a Strados, right? But they look amazing, absolutely fantastic next to each other. And this gives you a good idea of how the evolution has been for the character. Now I do have the 2000X, which looks good as well, just slightly less articulation. I do have the Loyal Subjects, I have the Mega Construct, I have the Pop, and I also have the Filmation from Super 7, and the classics strados. So there's still a number of strados that I don't have here that I could have brought out, but didn't really get a chance because they're, all over the place, put away. But the ones I did have in hand, I figured, hey, look, let me show them to you. So now let's take a look at a comparison with okeaetos. And here we go, guys. Here is okeaetos next to Webster. These are beautiful next to each other, and you can see the inspiration, how they, took for okeaetos' creation. This is the Origins Webster, which is based off the vintage model. And then this is the NECA Staction based off the 2000X 4 Horsemen design. And as you can see, he has the arachnic tentacles and hands. This is a statue, but it's an absolutely gorgeous piece. And one of my favorite looking Websters ever. I really would love to see him this way, even though this okeaetos is tremendous. But you can see that this Webster is a piece of art and something to definitely be reckoned with. Side profile, just absolutely stunning, and I'm just grateful I still have, the actual statue, because it's just beautiful. So I do have, I believe, the America's Truck one. They never made them in Super 7. They never made them in Loyal Subjects. They never made the Loyal Subjects one. I do have a pop version of him. I do have, I believe, is the Filmation version of him. And again, the 2000X was never made. It was this one. And obviously I have the Classics version. So again, I got a couple other ones that are not here due to the fact that they're put away, and just a lot of work to just get them all out. But at least these are, I hope, a good idea and convey a good image of how unique and different the evolution of the character has been, with different interpretations throughout the years. So now we'll do one more comparison with other homage figures, and we'll end the actual unboxing and outlook review of the figures. Okay, guys, and really quick, this is another quick comparison with some other Mythic Legion homages. And as you can see, they look fantastic next to each other. I have the Mythic Legion homage, completely flocked, of Mossman, and the Mythic Legion homage of Stinkor. And as you can see, they look fantastic next to each other, especially all the colors pop, and it's very familiar. When you look at this on a shelf, you can tell what characters they are supposed to represent, which is wonderful. And I have a bunch of other ones like She-Ra, the Trapjaw, the Evil Lyn, the Hordak. The only ones I do not have were the ones that were first done, because I did not know that was an actual thing, which was a He-Man and the Skeletor, which go for a astronomical amount of money. And also I didn't get the Man-at-Arms, because again, I did not know that they were homages. But other than that, I've been collecting all the ones that have been accessible to this point. The next ones I'm supposed to get are the homage to Man-E-Faces, and they're part of the Cosmic Legion line, which is the space version, and of Whiplash. And those two figures should be coming sometime soon. They look incredible. I cannot wait to take my hands on them and actually play with them and review them. So guys, there it is. There is the comparison. And really quick, I forgot to mention in the comparison that I do have I had another Webster in hand, and silly me because I just did it recently, and that is the 2000, and not the 2000, the Masterverse New Eternia Webster, which is a fantastic figure. It was on the top 10 on my list, and you can see has the arachnids also, and you can put these two as well. And he is absolutely a fantastic interpretation of Webster. And he's another Webster I had that I didn't compare in the comparison segment. So for that, please forgive me because I completely forgot. So guys, now let's end the review and give our final thoughts. Okay guys, so well, there we have it. There is the overview and somewhat review and outlook of the Mythic Legions, Strados, Omaj, Zenithon, and Okeaetos, homage to Webster from the Masters of the Universe characters. And you know, Four Horsemen has the liberty to do things like this because they were, you know, lucky enough to work closely with Mattel, and they sculpted all the Mattel Masters of the Universe classic figures. And I believe they did a bunch of their actual wrestling figures as well. They always knock it out the park now that they have their own company and are out on their own doing this Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legion line. They just keep killing it and killing it and killing it. And yes, this was a figure. These figures did come out last year, and they are older because the newer ones should be out sometime soon. But nonetheless, they spared no expense, and these figures are stunning, absolutely stunning. So I'm very blessed to have them in my possession. I'm very grateful to have them in my possession, and I hope you guys are able to get them yourself. There are so many places that still have them for a decent price, a little bit over the original price because they were both originally $35. I think if you get them in the aftermarket, you can get them for as low as $45 or as high as $50. I know ChubsyWubsy.com here in Jersey, I know he has some, so you can go online and order them if you feel the need to grab them if you haven't to this point. And especially if you're a Masters of the Universe fan. You can't go wrong. You can't. They're fantastic. So guys, I love you. Thank you so much for stopping by. For all you to continue to support, thank you, because without you, the channel would not be sustained and would not still be here. And for anyone new that might stop by and like what I do and enjoy it, thank you for stopping by. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed it well enough that you actually subscribe. Because if you did, remember, not only does it mean the world to me and I'm completely humbled, but now I consider you part of my family. And remember, leave a like with a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you did it, and comments down below, because they help the algorithm of the actual video to get out there. And share the video with people you might think will enjoy the review and outlook of these figures as well. So, if you guys want to find me on any social media platform, you know how you can do it. It's all down in the description below. And if you guys ever want to DM me to talk, or make suggestions, or actually donate something that you want me maybe to highlight on the channel, I would be more than glad to do so. I will be more than humble. It would be an honor. Excuse me. Just hit me up at one of the DMs on social, and we'll work out the particulars, like where you can actually, send anything to the channel, right? Plus, last but certainly not least, excuse me again, you guys can, if you want to help me out and the channel directly, from the kindness of your heart, because you like what I do, or you want to help me grow or help me continue to do great products and games related content the way that I've done, which would go a long way. There is a way you can do it, and that is with my Patreon and PayPal information. So you guys sign the description, find in the description below. And if you do any of those things, like join the Patreon, for example, you guys can, qualify for giveaways that I will do on the channel and give away stuff from time to time. Like right now, I have 2 items that I'm trying to give away, and it's the Shantae Funko Pop and a Nendroid Max Factory Masters of the Universe Skeletor from Revelation figure. So you guys can qualify for those if you're doing a Patreon, like I said, and also help me out anyway to PayPal. It's a way for me to saying thank you, to give back for your kind help. So guys, this is your host Hebot signing off. Peace. Another episode of Toys in My Closet. I have a lot of stuff coming soon, a lot of content. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stay tuned, because that's what it's all about. And we're going to have a lot of fun, hopefully, in 2024. I'll see you guys soon. Love you. Until the next one. Have a good night. And bye-bye.